and welcome to Show Me St. Louis. I'm Mary Kaltwriter. Thanks for tuning in, and those of you watching on 5+, thank you for joining us as well. Today's show is jam-packed with good news, from transformations to must-dos in the Lou this fall. But first, I hope you are hungry. Thanksgiving is just a couple weeks away, so this morning we are kicking off the Show Me Recipe Week. All week long, we will share tips and tricks in the kitchen to help you prepare for Turkey Day. And what would be a Thanksgiving without the pie? So joining us now with the tips for the perfect pie, we have the author of You Had Me at Pie, Ann Carpenter. Ann, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mary. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, pie is the most important part of the Thanksgiving meal.
I think so. And you had asked me, have you ever baked a pie? Which I was bummed to inform you, no.
Well, not after today. You're going to be baking a pie. So
okay.
Here I've brought the trick of how to make the best pie crust.
Okay, because it's all about the crust.
Well, we want really good crust.
Right.
The crust is the driver here.
Okay.
So I have already made the dough,
okay,
but I have noticed how the dough is very tightly wrapped in plastic wrap.
It is.
That's
and you
important.
mentioned that to me, that we couldn't unwrap it yet.
Well, because what you want is that with that wrapping hydrates the flour with the liquid so that you have a really nice disc of dough to roll out.
Okay, so you've prepped your crust.
I've prepped my crust.
Wrapped it. And then how long do you let it sit, though?
About 20 minutes in the fridge is all you need.
20 minutes in the fridge. Okay,
yes.
That's it.
So now I'm going to do a shower of flour on the board.
Okay.
On both sides of the dough, the shower of flour.
The shower of flour.
And I have my pie plate here so I can guide how the dough is going to fit in there.
Okay.
So I roll the dough, and I'm rolling on a silicone mat so that it won't stick. And I just roll, you see, I'm no hills and valleys.
Yes.
The dough is the same thickness the entire time. Sometimes people take and they go boom with the dough. That's a mistake.
Okay, that's a mistake.
Yeah, you just want to roll the dough in that one direction.
One direction, no hills and valleys.
See,
make it nice and even.
See, I'm at the diameter of my pie plate.
Okay.
Turn it 90 degrees.
Oh, wow.
That makes sure it's not sticking underneath.
Okay, perfect.
And now roll it again, and you'll get a perfect circle, no amoeba crust.
Okay.
We don't want our crust to be malformed.
No. Now, this is just part of some of the tips people can find in You Had Me at Pie, the cookbook.
Yes, I go through step-by-step pictures of how to make the dough, how to put it together, how to roll it out just as I'm rolling it out here, and then of course 25 different pie fillings.
Right. Ooh,
yes.
25 different pie fillings.
Yes.
So take us through some of those fillings.
So first of all, you see how my pie plate is
that's perfect.
Is the right measurement?
So it will go a little over the edge, yes?
Well, we have to go up the sides.
Oh, we have to go up the sides?
Yeah, the sides. And then flour does not add flavor.
Okay.
You want to brush off any excess flour you have on the dough.
Okay, that's good to know. I like that. And that's very quick to the point. Flour doesn't add flavor.
No.
Get rid of it.
Right. Well, that's so it's okay to put lots of flour on the board when you're rolling out, because you're going to brush off the excess.
Right. Okay.
So now I'm going to do the flip. I'm going to take this very gently.
No.
Don't rush it. Just put that right in, peel it back.
What?
And our pie dough is
I was not thinking you were going to do that. That makes so much sense.
Yes.
It looked so easy. I'm sure it's not that easy, but maybe it is. Is it that easy?
Look at
Oh
this.
my gosh, that was incredible.
Isn't that fabulous?
Mamma mia, we have pie crust.
In the pie filling, all
Look at
perfect.
that.
And you see how I just pull the edge?
Yeah.
You know, we have to crimp the edge so we have a nice pie crust edge.
Okay, and we do have filling here too.
Yes.
And what's interesting about this filling that we have, it might not be what people think.
This is not what you think is pumpkin pie filling?
This is pumpkin pie filling.
Yes, but it's made with real pumpkin.
Real pumpkin.
No cans were harmed in this filling.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I love that.
But I like to crimp the edge.
Okay,
so I just take my fingers around and kind of push it so it makes a little pretty pie crust edge there.
Okay.
All the way around. And then we'll bake this at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
You know, pumpkin is a custard pie.
Okay.
So what I have in here is 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree, 3 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and spices.
Ooh.
And we just scoop it all in here.
That is delicious.
Smooth the top.
Oh, that looks great.
And then pop it in the oven.
And you're ready to go.
And you have pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving.
And of course, you have the cookbook, but people can also come to the Kitchen Conservatory to learn more, correct?
I am so excited about this book because everybody needs to bake pie.
Everyone Everyone needs to make pie. Everyone needs to make pie. We're going to have all of that information on your screen there to learn more about Anne and to learn more about her tips and tricks of the kitchen. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It is a pleasure,
This
Mary.
is just the start for me and my pie journey.
Yes.
This is just the start.
You can do it.
I can do it.